Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television and we do a few reality shows on the side. And as you can see, I'm back home in Las Vegas. And so the next few updates you're going to see, because you're going to be spending a lot of time with me today, because I'm catching up on all the shit that I have been behind on. So today I'm doing General Hospital, which is a daytime TV show. I'm very excited about it. But then I'm going to be doing, Real Housewives of Orange County, Bold and Beautiful, Dancing for Relevancy, Below Deck, Days of Our Lives, Young and the Restless. I'm going to be cutting through them all today. So, yeah, so let's get started right away with General Hospital. And actually, so tomorrow, my flight leaves for Orlando at 9 a.m., which means I got to be at the airport by 7. It's fine. But yeah, so I'm a little bit, I'm excited about that. That should be fun. Okay, so, having said that, okay, let's talk about General Hospital. So, so Patient 6, right? I almost called him Jason 6, because, to be like Jason 6 and Jason Drew, but, to kind of tell them apart, but whatever. Patient 6, who's played by Steve Burton, right? I need to stop saying right. God, I keep doing that. Okay, so Patient 6, right? Just let it go. I haven't even had anything to drink today, so I'm not even drunk. Whatever, it's fine. Maybe that's it. Maybe I need a few drinks to loosen up a little. I did shave, though. Don't I look nice? And brush my teeth, and I look so nice and clean, and I did a bleaching treatment, so anyways. Okay, so you know that I'm not a big fan of the whole Patient 6 thing, because it is pretty obvious at this point that Patient 6 is actually Jason Morgan. Okay? So, I'm not a big fan of that story. Having said that, there's two things I want to mention. The first one, okay, so I've been watching Steve Burton since before, when he was Dylan on Young and the Restless. Before that, when he was Jason on General Hospital. And before that, 30-some years ago, when he was on this little show called Out of This World. He played Evie's boyfriend. Evie was the main character. And I don't know, now I'm a little bit vague on that, but I believe the storyline was she was either a witch or an alien or something, and she could stop time by putting her fingers together. And of course, everyone on the playground used to always pretend they were Evie and put their fingers together to try and stop time, right? But anyways, he played her boyfriend on it, and he was fine. Like, he's a good actor. He's been a good actor for decades. Although, here's what I'm curious about. I'm curious what he has to think of, because right now it's really trendy on Twitter and Facebook to discuss Corey Feldman and his claim of pedophilia in Hollywood. And since Jason, or Steve Burton, has been in the business for so long, since he was a child, I'm curious what his thoughts are on that. I'm very curious about that. And not just that, I'm also curious what Vanessa Marcel has to say about that, because she was married to Corey Feldman. So I'm very curious to see if she has any public statement about that whole issue. That's the thing, is this envelops a lot of actors and actresses, even grown-up ones now that you wouldn't think were child actors, but they were back in the day. So I'm very curious to see how that scandal plays out. Anyways, having said that, all right. So Steve Burton, he's doing a very good job with the shit storyline. Like, he really is. Now, I personally think as an actor, it would have been a lot more refreshing to see him completely take over the role of Nicholas Cassadine and be a completely night and day different character from Jason. And then he could go, and then there could be issues with his children, with Spencer, and then with Jake thinking that he's his dad or looks like his dad or whatever, and he's got issues with that. He could be trying to take down Valentine. But I digress. That did not happen, unfortunately. I just got in my sickness, I just have a little bit of crap in my throat. A little bit. But other than that, I'm so much better. Okay. So he's actually doing a very good job with the crap storyline. And one of the one of the scenes, and this is the test of an actor. Any actor can recite dialogue. You can give an actor pages and pages of dialogue, especially on a soap opera, and even, anyone can really do it. Just recite dialogue. But he takes a character that does not have a lot of dialogue. He's got very minimal dialogue, and he still conveys so much through his facial expressions, through his body movements, with just completely nonverbal communication, and it is incredible. That's one of the reasons why actually one of my favorite actresses, although she's now passed on, rest in peace, Bea Arthur, in Golden Girls, Bea Arthur, many times the punchline of a joke was just Bea Arthur giving a look. I mean, it was hilarious. That's the mark of a true comedian. So anyways, so I'm giving, there was a scene where Jake was talking to who he thinks is Jason, and they were talking, and he was, and he heard the voice, and patient 6 was like, Jake, and he was hiding behind a wall, and then he heard the whole exchange, and then he flashback. Now, here's the best part, though, about Jason Steve Burton playing Jason, is that they have a lot of great flashback material from him as Jason. And one of the ones was the scene with him and Elizabeth way back in the day, where he, has something about the way that Jake is being raised, and she's like, excuse me, you gave him up. Lucky and I raised him, bitch. I mean, he was pretty fierce. It was great. And I give Elizabeth actually a lot of credit to. Kudos to Rebecca Herbst, because she's doing such a good job, and not just is she doing a good job, she's doing a good job playing both sides of the story. I mean, obviously she's involved in Jason and Drew's story, but the best part of it, now this is a good bit of the story, even though it's something we've all seen a million times. It has roped in a lot of different people. One of those people is really Franco. And they're really doing their best to try to explain Franco's complicated backstory. And that's great, and we now see, if he thinks that he killed Drew as a child, and he grows up with this fascination with Jason Morgan, who is Drew's twin, and then wants to kill him, because he's got this weird thing in his head, that is starting, that's actually starting to make sense. I know, crazy, right? And I give major props to Roger Howarth, who plays Franco, because I would be really irritated if I had to play the exact same story twice. I'm not going to lie. I'd be annoyed. But he's doing a very good job of shading and coloring Franco's performances. I do want to see Franco in some scenes with Amy. He did have a scene with Vernie Watson, who plays Aunt Stella. And it was a cute scene. And she basically kind of was the impetus for him to look for Drew's death certificate. And that's when he found out he didn't have one. So then he goes to his mother, and mother says she's still alive, blah, blah, blah. We still don't know really what happened. Or at least I don't know yet. It might have aired this past week, but I haven't seen that yet. Okay, so I'm loving the story all around. I think it's great. But let's talk a little bit about Amy, because I love, Amy's my new favorite person. So here's the thing about Amy that I love too. And normally I'm not a real big fan of telegraphed unrequited love. I have enough of that in my life. I don't need any more of it, to be honest with you. But the scenes where Maxie and Nathan are talking and just being like a happy married couple, and the look on Amy's face, the pained expression, one day, why can't I have that? Oh my God, this week I just wanted to cry with General Hospital. It was so good. It was really, really good. And FYI, so I'm reading Andy Cohen's book, Most Talkative, which it's a little bit crazy how he has my life. We're the same person. His upbringing was a lot different than mine. But in terms of his views on pop culture and everything, it's really scary how similar we are. But anyways, he talks about how he is an ABC soap fan at heart. He's like, NBC was just ridiculous storylines, and it was so stupid, and CBS shows were too dark. I wasn't necessarily one to be an ABC girl over the other networks, but I do see where he's coming from. And again, fascinating. Anyway, I mean, the whole book, it actually starts out with him meeting Susan Lucci, which is his idol. And, you know, it was an incredible moment for him. But anyways, I want to say thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Angel Benton. You can hashtag GH to talk General Hospital, or you can also hashtag RHOC, or Real Housewife Shit, to talk about the Real Housewives of Orange County, which I'm doing next. And you can also hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel to get my YouTube videos sent to your email inbox every single day. Thank you so much for logging on today. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you on the flip side. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.